Fitness. Is fitness really fitting into your life, right? Do you have the right plan? And not just fitness in the gym, but fitness in your self-care, fitness in your life, fitness in all of the areas. Well, today on this call, we are going to discuss fitness at its finest in all levels. And as you know, I'm Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and personal trainer. And today on the call live with me, I have Shelley Mache. Shelley, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Fabulous. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, thank you so much. Again, my name is Shelley Mache. I am an international speaker, a certified life coach, best-selling author, and I am your favorite mom life strategist. I show wonderful moms and high-driven moms and mompreneurs how they can balance motherhood with their business or their career. And we do that through confidence building, through self-care, and through empowerment without the guilt.
I love it. Yeah, we share a lot in common without the guilt piece for sure.
Right.
So I know we were talking before the show and we were chatting about just some of the excuses or truthfully, as you stated, and really was the best, responsibilities as we as moms call them, or mompreneurs, whichever way we want to embrace ourselves being told. What's the main excuse that you see for women really not doing the thing, taking the self-care, putting themselves first?
Oh my gosh, the number one reason, responsibility is I don't have time. And I don't have time because I'm overwhelmed with things to do, because I'm taking care of other people, because I have a business, or because I'm building a business and I still have a 9 to 5, because I have a spouse, because I have. So I never have the time to do because I have. And that is a falsehood. And that's a narrative that we've taken on because we've been told that, as moms, as caretakers, as business owners, we're supposed to focus on everything outer and we're supposed to leave the inner for later. You're a great mom and a good mom if you're depleted. You're an amazing business owner if you never have time, for anything else. You got to sacrifice everything in order to be considered a wonderful entrepreneur, a wonderful mom. And that's just not true. When we decide that we are our own priority just as much as those other things on the outside, then we begin to view things a bit differently.
Yeah, I love how you say that. I've been, Instagram stalks you, right? And it's like, oh, you paid attention to this video, so here's another one, and here's another one, right? And I'm gonna mispronounce his name, but it'll probably take me 1 second to pull it up here on my Instagram because I've been watching so much by him. But I think it's Gabor Mate. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name, right? I love him, and something that I just saw yesterday was about how women have the number one issues with like rheumatoid arthritis, cancers, intestinal diseases, all of these things, because we live and die by everyone else comes first. We become a people pleaser and we house these traumas and things inside of ourselves, which stop us from progressing to where we really need to go. And so that's why women actually have all these diseases more prevalently and have all of these issues. And then that becomes another thing, right? Like, well, now I can't because I have all these new doctor's appointments, right?
Exactly. And then, but what we do is ours is put last. And I'm even guilty of that. I even had to learn that. I had to learn that taking care of me is taking care of my family. And it's more than physical. It's more. And of course, that it's more than just the physical about taking care of us. We need to take care of the inside of us too. We talk about our bodies. We talk about good nutrition. Guess what? Our emotions need good nutrition. Guess what? Our minds need good nutrition. How we feel about ourselves need good nutrition. So if we begin to look at it just a little bit differently, that this is a part of my fitness, my overall fitness is to know who I am, is to understand who I am, is to have self-awareness and to care for me in every aspect. And that's how I'm going to be able to better care for everyone else.
Completely agree, for sure. And I think as you were saying that, I really think the big key is it's your inner. And just like you were like good nutrition, so many people spend their time Googling, okay, what's good, what's bad, what's whatever. But truthfully, it's internal, much like you're saying. Like, I'm sure you help people. And when women hear self-care, they're like, yeah, I get a massage. Yeah, I get my hair done. Yeah, I get my nails done. It's like, that's not technically self-care. Maybe it is. Maybe that's considering, you know, like, this is self-care because I feel better under this. But self-care is so much deeper. So I'm curious, what's your take and like fitness on self-care? How do you really speak about that separately? Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad you asked me that, because a lot of times that is what we believe self-care is, an outer. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting your nails done, you know, feeling good about yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's what I like to encourage the women who are my clients. This is what I like to encourage them to do. I like to encourage them to look at intentional self-care. And that is what I teach, intentional self-care. So what that means is I'm looking at where I've been depleted and what activity replenishes that depletion. That is totally different from me going to get my nails done. Now, if you get your nails done because I woke up and I just feel like blah, I feel, you know, like I'm missing a little bit of who I am and I need a little pep, and getting your nails done replenishes what has been depleted, which is that pep in you, that's perfect. But if you're exhausted and burned out, you know, and you just you're feeling overwhelmed and you go get your nails done, you may wonder why it is that you got your nails done. You know, you're looking pretty, you're loving your hands, you're loving, you know, everything about yourself outwardly, but that you're still feeling exhausted, burned out, overwhelmed. Well, that's because you were never able to look at what was depleted and what activity replenishes. For you, the overwhelm, your activity could be, I need to sit in a dark room for 10 minutes because I need to replenish what has been taken. So when we understand intentional self-care, that's when you start becoming self-aware and saying, what has been depleted from me and what activity replenishes the depletion that I'm in right now. So that is the difference between us understanding self-care inwardly and just doing an activity outwardly. It doesn't mean that you can't do that activity. What it means is, does it replenish what has been depleted? And if it doesn't, you're never going to feel that satisfaction, fulfillment, or understand the self-care that you need so that you can continue pressing forward.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I used to get my nails done when, oh gosh, this was so long ago. I was like prepping for my wedding is really when I started getting my nails done, you know, because my nails had to be perfect for the wedding. That really never happened because we got married in a hurricane, but that's cool. But I remember like, I'm done. This does not replenish me. It was like another task, and like I had to sit there and I didn't care to talk to the person. And like, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing. So that doesn't. But yeah, I mean, I love my morning routine of just pure quietness in the dark, me and myself doing the things. And when like, I hear all the time from moms that like, you know, I need to sleep in or whatever. And I was like, sleeping in and waking up to my children at my bed would literally make my day awful. Like I have to wake myself up. I have to be like one with me. So as much as like I would like to wake up a little later, sure. But I also understand that this is a phase, right? This is a phase. And I can take a nap throughout the day and like I don't feel guilty. Like I don't feel guilty. Like my kids are like, I want to watch this educational TV show. Sure, mom's gonna listen to her meditation, fall asleep, you know, like nothing wrong with that. And it's an okay thing. So I love that. So let's say I am feeling like something was taken and I feel depleted. And when I feel depleted, I literally don't know what will replenish me. What's a good question for me to ask myself to know how to replenish myself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what you want to look at is again, what is the depletion? Am I just exhausted? Am I tired? Am I mentally drained? What is it? And so look at the depletion first and then create a list of just 5 things that you enjoy. What do you enjoy? As you go down that list of the things that you enjoy, the best thing that you can do is take the top 3 things and do them. Because guess what you're going to find? You're going to go, "Ooh, I'm exhausted, going for a run. Okay, yes, I felt better." Or you're going to say, "Going for a run wasn't it. What was my next top three? What was the next one? Oh, wow, I ate a piece of chocolate and listened to some music, and now I feel revived. I feel amazing." Running doesn't do it. Being with friends doesn't do it. What does it is sitting down with my favorite treat, which is chocolate, and listening to 10 minutes of upbeat music. That restored my exhaustion. Ding. So now you've connected the feelings. Every time I feel like this is the connection.
I love
So
it.
we don't know. That's the thing, Leslie. We don't know until we know. And so for me to sit and say, "Hey, if you're feeling depleted, these are some of the things you should try." Wrong. If you're feeling depleted, you should lay out 5 things that you love and take the top 3 and go through them and see, what is my feeling now? And if you're not feeling energized again because you were exhausted, so if you don't feel that and I'm not saying you have to be at 100%, but if it doesn't give you some type of spark, if it doesn't give you some type of, okay, I can jump back into the routine, you know that is not your intentional self-care activity for that particular depletion.
I love it. That's so linked so much into digestion code with, the thought process of people are always looking outside of ourselves for our answer, right? Well, what is this person doing? What is that person doing? Maybe that's the right thing for me. And that's the way it works with nutrition so much. It's like, oh, well, so many people are getting good results with keto and so many people are getting good results for this. But truthfully, your body has a code. It has what it truthfully needs. And it really does. And, to one woman, listening to a meditation is amazing. To another woman, sitting in complete silence is amazing. To
That's
another
me.
woman, right. So to another woman sitting in with classical music is there, or another woman headbanging music. And it's interesting how we can all find our own way to go into the silence of where we hear nothing, even if something is going on around us. One of the activities I did in a coaching program was he gave us, he told us for 4 hours, every week you got different things, but in 1 week, you were supposed to sit for 4 hours, straight 4 hours. You chose whatever 4 hours you wanted. There was no electronics whatsoever, no music, no talking to people, no communicating to people, no driving, no nothing, just you silent for 4 hours. And I remember about 2.5 hours in, I actually, when my thoughts were in alignment with me, it was very clear. When my thoughts were against me, I would hear this ringing. And I was like, isn't that interesting? Like that thought was against me. This thought's for me. This thought's against me. And I can still, from that moment, go into this okay. And what's funny is when I say that to people, they're like, whatever, you found the time for 4 hours. No. This came during the week. I was literally moving me and my family out of our house. My husband was deployed. I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. They had daycare. I had a mover coming at exactly 12:30. So, or was it 12:30? It was 1. It was 1 o'clock. So my kids never get to school early. And I was like, okay, daycare at the time. I was like, I've got to get them there by this time so I can be home by this time so I can be silent. And I will admit, I made it 3 hours and 45 minutes because he showed up early. So there was a 15-minute that I left my phone
amazing.
I know. I left my phone on silent until about 30 minutes before he was supposed to be here, in the off chance the company was ahead, and they were. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'll chalk it up to I did it. But why am I saying that? Because just like you had said, I understood I had a responsibility, and I still made it work because I also had a responsibility to me. And I truthfully just want to keep diving further into myself, It's not selfish to care for yourself. It is selfish to assume that everyone else is going to understand what's in your head and help you with it. That's where the selfishness really comes.
Yeah. I remember when my children were young, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband, I just remember there was so much going on, and I was so exhausted and tired, and I just remember looking at my husband. I'm like, I don't really like you, and I don't really like you because you get up, you go to work, you have adult conversation, life is going for you, and what am I doing? I'm cleaning up puke. I'm running around, I'm dropping off kids, I'm doing homework, I'm grocery shopping, I'm keeping a house. And I just remember just feeling like so resentful, like you're actually living. And, you know, and I feel like I'm not living. And I remember sitting one day and saying to myself, so why aren't you? You know, why aren't you? And I'm not saying that I could do everything that I wanted to do, because in life we have seasons, and that was a season that my children just needed me more. And so, but why aren't you doing what you can do to fulfill you? You've put this responsibility on someone who it doesn't belong to. And that was the moment that I had to say, my happiness is not my husband's responsibility. You know, my joy doesn't belong to my children, which is why we hold on a lot of times, you know, as parents, and like, oh, my children are my life. Your children, they leaving you. Okay. They, as soon as they get a girlfriend, boyfriend, they out. But I had to go, okay, at one point in my life, my children are not going to be this young. What fulfills me? Because I have to find something other than being their mom, you know, that's fulfilling in my life. And that was a real turning point to say, this is only my responsibility. So what can you do while you're in this season of life? What's going to fill you? And one of the things that I love to do is act. And so, no, I didn't, you know, my plan was to be an A-list actor. That didn't happen. But I did find other things. I found theater, which I love. And I found an opportunity where I could bring my children with me. And so you could come, you could see mommy work, you could see, you know, you could be involved, you could see me enjoying my passions, which is a way of teaching you to enjoy yours, you know, without saying anything. And so I had to find that there was nothing else that was going to fill that particular thing, because what I was missing and what was depleted from me is who I was as a person, as a woman. And the only thing that filled that was being able to step into something that was passionate for me and a hobby for me and something I enjoy. And that was self-care for me, because me being out, me being in a play, me being able to act, that brought me joy, fulfillment, laughter. When life is going haywire, I knew, oh, I'm going to get out here, you know, on Tuesday nights or Thursday nights, whatever, and I'm going to do something that's fulfilling, that's just for me. But if you don't understand where your depletion is, and if you don't understand what fills that depletion, you'll spend your time continuously being frustrated because you're looking for an outside source instead of an inside source.
I love it. And that's the mic drop for sure. So for everyone listening to this episode, of course, you know, all my links are below for digestion codes, but I'd love to hear, you know, Shelley, where they can find you or where they could get some more information. Obviously, I'll have all this links below as well, but please feel free to share for yourself.
Absolutely. We can connect on my website, which is my name, Shelley Meshey, www.shelley, SHELLEYMECHETTE.com. So we can always connect on my website. We can connect on Instagram and Facebook, which is also my name, Shelley Meshey, LinkedIn, as well as I have a Facebook group, Moms with Purpose. You are more than a mom. So I would love to connect with you in that Facebook group as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll put all those links here below. And of course, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you understand now how fitness is more than what you think it is and how self-care is so important. And we will see you on the next call. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.